Hi guys, so it's kind of obvious at this point, but Starmer and Labour are in big trouble in the UK's government. The Labour government seems to be consuming its own, even from 2020, as in regards to the Ford report, which tried to tackle leaked documents from the party. You have Sadiq Khan dodging questions regarding certain gangs. You have the Reform Party being more popular than Labour and the Conservatives combined. You have Labour that have no idea how to tackle this financial situation, which I talked about in this video. The Office of National Statistics suggests that the UK unemployment rate has increased by 0.3 points, which means 5% as of making this video. You have growing extremist ideologies, which is plastered all over social media. You have hate crime laws, which are slightly overtuned to the point of authoritarianism at best, and at worst, dystopian socialism, although that part is a bit silly. Well, at least I hope it's silly. I've been reading too much of Orwell's books. You have the BBC twisting what people actually say, which has resulted in Trump's lawsuit of $1 billion. The Strategic Defence Review, which was launched by the PM, I think within 2 weeks of the general election, which committed 2.5% of the GDP. I think it's going up to 3% by 2027. Although it could be 2.5% up to 2027, I can't exactly remember. But there was the ambition of 3% of the GDP to the defence budget, which was obviously not enough because NATO's expectation was 5%. Strongly, and this was strongly urged, by the way, by former and current NATO commanders. And I think one name comes to mind is Sir General Everard, although I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. What I'm trying to say is that the military isn't strong enough and we can't afford it. NHS and police are financially fucked, which is proven by increased crime rates across the country and the representatives of these organisations respectively. Now, the crime rate did increase by 2% from 2024 to 2025, which doesn't seem like much. I mean, that means in London there's like 100 crimes per 1,000 residents. The problem is that the growing economic concern means that these statistics will only increase and ultimately be difficult to decrease. I mean, Christ, I think this was a few years ago, but the average wait time for a guy with a suspected heart attack was 5 hours. And this was someone I was trying to save. I had to sit next to him, make sure he was breathing, waiting for the ambulance. If we bring more people to this country, multiplied by the fact that our infrastructure isn't sustainable, these statistics will statistically multiply to the point where it becomes uncontrollable. Ultimately, Labour is in damage control at the moment. I personally think they're just trying to save face, and there's nothing they can do to save the country's current problems. And to be fair to them, I don't think it's even their fault entirely. In fact, it isn't. Brexit and COVID situation destroyed our economy. Even before then, the 2008 housing crisis we barely recovered from. Now, as much I didn't like the Conservatives and Rishi Sunak's economic policies, and obviously also I was a big fan of Binance and he did a lot of changes where we basically had to use Coinbase, at least he had an economic plan. It was just too slow to address the economy. Ultimately, I have thrown a lot of facts and statistics in this video, but I don't think we need globalists running our country. We need business leaders. You know, at the end of the day, globalists have the best interests of the country, if at all, that represent a globalist agenda. And ultimately, because of the lack of our economy, the lack of a lot of things within the UK, I don't think we have a powerful enough voice to be on the global stage as much as we need to be. I do think Starmer has his skill set, but being a charismatic leader just isn't it. I mean, if you look at when he stands next to Trump when they do speeches, you can just tell that he doesn't look comfortable there. And ultimately, it's a good projection of our country right now. Also, as per the Ford report, I don't really like how he treats other politicians. Now, I'm not the guy with the answers, but I do believe we need social economic policies that put stuff like the NHS at the forefront of our economy. And we need to tax where the money's at. This means economic reform that targets where the money is situated, targeting the economic pots of money that influences our government. You know, we're talking companies that dodge and tax, and the people who have extreme amounts of money way over in the 50 or the hundreds of millions. And I want to reiterate in this video, I'm not saying that we should become a socialist country. That obviously doesn't work. But what we do need is fair capitalism with a competitive market that prevents monopolies over large amounts of money. I also think we need massive ramping in money spent on our country's infrastructure. According to Uswitch, 31% of the UK's country doesn't even have fibre connections. We're relying on phone line connections, and this is a massive issue if we want to build data centers using AI and net zero policies, I mean, let's get some basics done first. And when I look at reforms policies, the ones that stand out to me anyway, I don't think targeting the young in our country is the best way to get some money back. Ultimately, they have the most output and they're the hardest workers because they got youth on their side. Ultimately, it's going to affect the output of our workforce. And as popular as they are about anti-immigration, I don't see any policies from them that look promising for the economic infrastructure of our country. And so, in my opinion, that is the long list of reasons why this country is in big, serious trouble. What we need is a thriving economy. That means business opportunities and infrastructure. All the references there in this video are in the description below. Let me know what you think about this video. This is my take on some politics at the moment. If it's become popular, then I might make some more videos. If not, I'll just keep my mouth shut. But let me know what you think in the comments below, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers.